So we're gonna get our acceleration here with the Explorer Platinum. Whoa! Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's gonna be going over the all-new Ford Explorer Platinum. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and link to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Explorer. I'm gonna include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for John Jenks. And then on a side note, if you can save time and money the next time purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 415 pound-feet of torque. Before we go over the front end, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood here, you guys can see that it's raised there on either side, just like other Ford SUVs and trucks. Coming down below, you've got those cool LED daytime running lights with the LED headlamps. Notice that the front grille is chrome because, well, platinum life, right? You've got the fog lights down below that. We do have parking sensors on the front end, and notice it's silver there at the bottom. And then when you put it all together, the front end of the Platinum definitely looks cool. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 275, 45, 21 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see silver with the coloration on the wheel, kind of like a luxury SUV thing to do. And then kind of putting it all together, you guys can see the silver from the wheels and then how that kind of goes with the chrome trim. It definitely all comes in together. And then you got like the molding there for the fender flares. So here's our key fob. We have the Ford logo there on the back. We have our unlock, lock function, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch. Now, storage space behind the third row is pretty decent. You do have those little cubbies there on either side, and then we have some more storage underneath. We got a little charging port right here, and then this is pretty cool with the seat, so I can just press that, and it'll automatically fold the seat down for me, and it happens pretty quickly. With the seat all the way folded down, you guys can see storage space is pretty solid, and then when you're done, just press that again, and it'll raise the seat back up, and then when you're done with the hatch, just press that, and it'll lower down the hatch. Now I've got these LED lights here in the back, and then you guys can see like the Platinum logo there. You got like your 4-wheel drive badge, Explorer badge as well. Parking sensors here at the bottom with the receiver hitch, and then notice you got the sporty exhaust tips there at the bottom. And then putting it all together, I do think that the Platinum looks pretty good with the contrast again between like the chrome elements and then, you know, everything else. Now popping inside, we have this sunshade here for the rear passengers, and then look at all of the leather trim over the door panel itself. And then you guys can see with like the little storage space areas as well. Really nice two-tone seats here in the Platinum package. Really nice leather as well. And then you do have your adjustment there on the side. Legroom here in the back is solid. We got this little storage pocket right here. We do have the climate controls here for the rear. Got some charging ports on top of that, and got some nice armrests. Now the third row seats have that same two-tone design as you can see. Space back there is great for kids, not as good for adults. That's just this segment of crossover. And then headroom back here is pretty solid, and they also have vents in the ceiling. Now with the front door panel, again, all of that really nice leather trim, speaker for the Bang & Olufsen sound system, all of our window controls with our mirror adjustments. The mirrors do power fold in. You got the memory seat functionality, and then blind spot monitoring for the mirrors. And then again, that two-tone design, notice Platinum there at the top of the seat, and then perforations there in the center of the leather, and then all of our power adjustments on the side. We do have our light controls right here on the side, and then the steering wheel is power adjustable. So here is the steering wheel. You can see nice leather wrap steering wheel. You got some like wood trim there at the bottom. I do like the Ford logo. I think that's pretty cool. And then we've got controls here for like the center stack there on the steering wheel. And then you got your cruise control. It is adaptive with our steering assistance, volume controls as well. Turn signal stalk, windshield wiper stalk. Now here's the center gauge cluster. It's a full digital gauge cluster. As you can see, I can scroll through a bunch of different menus, see different bits of info here on the Explorer. Big party trick is with the drive mode. So you got a bunch of different drive modes, but when you pop into the different drive modes, it also kind of changes things up with the gauge cluster. It's very dramatic. It takes forever for the animation, but you guys get the point. Main modes you're going to have with this is like the normal, sport, tow haul, and then you got modes for inclement weather conditions. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera. Notice I can zoom in with that. Trajectory lines also turn with the steering wheel, and you got that bird's eye view. And then if I press the camera button, which is down below, I can also pop on like the front camera, which is pretty cool. As for the rest, the infotainment screen, first off, response time with the screen is great. Pretty easy to use. The settings tab has most of the functions you can use. This does have navigation built in. You guys can see with that shortcut bar there at the bottom. And yeah, it's still a tablet. Really nice leather trim here on the dash. Just looks very luxurious, and then you can see the wood trim down below that. Analog controls for the radio. You got that for the camera, parking sensors, and then we do have heated and cooled seats here, heated steering wheel, and then dual zone climate controls for the front. We've got this little storage tray that we can press, and decent storage space there with a couple of USB ports and a 12 volt. Now here in the center, we got some cup holders on one side. We do have our shifter for that 10-speed automatic transmission. You got your parking brake, your auto hold, your auto stop start. That's for your traction control. That's your hill descent control. And then your drive mode select is right next to it. We've got a pretty normal center console here. Decent storage space, has a cable thread through. You also have a wireless phone charging pad. And I do like the leather trim there on top though. And glove box. Up top here, we got the controls for the sunroof. This does have a full panoramic sunroof. Now there's quite a bit of glare, so you guys probably can't see the window sticker very well. This is a 601A equipment group for the Explorer. Total MSRP $60,925. And let's take the Platinum out. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors just do blind spot monitoring. And throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. Setting off in the Platinum, and I'm driving this back to back with an ST actually. And what I can tell you is the seats in this are definitely more comfortable than the seats in the ST. It seems like the leather is just a little bit softer. Both of them have comfortable seats, but these ones I think are just slightly more cozy. And aside from that, do you like the steering wheel? I do prefer the steering wheel though on the ST because that one's like chunky. This one's smaller. It's okay, but yeah, if I had it my way, I would have these seats and then the ST steering wheel. Now actually I want to pop it, actually we'll keep it normal mode for the first little bit. And of course I'm filming my video during rush hour traffic, so that doesn't ever help us out. Oh look, it's a fart sniffer. Get it? Because it's a Tesla. But let's actually get up and move. Good torque. Yeah, the gear shifts are pretty seamless. Ford's drive mode select is so weird. So for me to go left on the screen, I have to turn the dial to the right. I reviewed 3 Fords today and I still mess up every single time. I turn the, yeah, just it's a weird system. That's for sure. I do like the sport mode gauge cluster. I think that's pretty cool. Oh man, those fart sniffers. It's always difficult driving around them. So we're gonna get our acceleration here with the Explorer Platinum. Whoa! Yep, that's just as fast as the ST. Why would you buy the ST? Okay, so summing things up here. I really like the Platinum. I think it looks good. I do think the ST looks better on the outside, but the interior on this is a lot nicer. Like the dash looks way better. This wood trim, I like this. The seats look better. They're a little bit more comfortable. And let's actually see if the suspension feels any different. I'll kind of drive in the same area that I drove the ST. You know, honestly, I think this might drive exactly the same. The suspension might be a little bit softer on this. It's very, like, I'm struggling to feel a difference. And it might be the fact that the seat's more comfortable, and that's why I feel like the suspension is more comfortable. So, summing things up, if I could have this interior with the ST exterior, boom, win. But as this stands, I really like this. I think this is probably a better package for most people because, like, nicer interior. And I mean, how many times are you gonna look at the exterior of your car, right? The ST does look cool with the red brake calipers though, that's for sure. Let me know which one you'd pick, whether it be the Platinum or the ST. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Explorer Platinum. Again, a huge shout out and thanks to the Larry Schmiller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Platinum. Check out the info in the description down below. I'll see ya.